And welcome back to another episode of Underdog Podcast. Yeah. I know I've been MIA for about a week or so. Uh, man, not even gonna lie to you. I was gonna do a whole podcast just kind of talking about living with depression and how it just sometimes just some bad news just completely throw you off because you're already in that depressive chemicals in the brain. That's my depression. I talked about it before. I'll probably still do an episode on it, but now's not the time because there's so much other shit that's way more important to talk about, at least in my eyes, than me sitting here talking about my depression. And yes, that helps other people as well, but yeah, I got some other things to talk about instead. But just kind of a quick synopsis, whatever. Yeah, I got bad news from the VA. Well, not bad news. It was good news, but bad news. It was bittersweet. So I did my increase, wait a whole fucking year to jump from 90% to 93%. But I could tell by the way in which I ask for increases on and stuff and how to do certain ratings and certain disabilities, stuff like that. I have a little bit more knowledge and understanding. So went right back immediately, asked for another increase on certain things because there's a bunch in the past year, a bunch of other stuff keeps popping up and getting worse and worse. So I'm just trying to get my money for workers' comp that is owed to me that I've been cheated out. Should have got medical retirement, didn't get that. Should have been retired, disabled right out when I got out of the military, didn't get that. So 3 years going, we're gonna push to keep fighting for it, so I can secure this income for myself, for my fucking kids. It's for myself, so I can ensure that I can take care of my children. House is coming along well as far as appointments, everything, all that stuff is good. But again, that 95% I get full pay. 1% gives me the full retirement benefits. 95% gives me full pay. I'm at fucking 93%. So it just it hits you, man. It hits you. And you're just like, get the fuck out of here, bro. 93%. And it's a game, it's a business. So I try to make sure I don't take it personal. Uh, Actually ended up applying for something else, wherever. And I was talking to the person on the phone, and this guy gave me a little advice and told me which type of websites to use and stuff like that to help me out. So I appreciate that, and yeah, I got more appointments coming up for this new increases and stuff like that. So pray for me. I hope I get my money. And it sucks because that's all it is. It's just workers' comp. Yeah, that's it. I'm not able to work because of that. It's the amount of different diseases, disorders, and symptoms I go through every day and stuff. It's like it's insane because 12 years of me working my life, and I'm like, fuck, 12 years now. I can't do the things I used to do. But it is what it is, man. It's life. I'm not the only one. I'm just one of many that's going through the same issues in the military. There's always that big misconception thinking you gotta be in a war zone, as far as you gotta be on the front lines. I don't. People watch too much fucking movies, man. That's why I get annoyed by those propaganda military movies, man. The front lines, like the front lines. This ain't World War II, man. It's not the same anymore. There are front lines you find in just in someone's city, going through their little buildings and stuff like that. Or you get caught up on guard duty. A lot of attacks happen on convoy duties and stuff like that. But anyways, man, like if you've been in the military, I don't give a fuck what your job was. I don't care how long you've been in there. The things, the amount of pressure and the stress and the psychological manipulations, the effects on your body, the chemicals, the vaccines, all that stuff that you go through, the longer you're in, causes more issues. And the majority of us, we're in denial of our issues, even after we get out of the military. Like I'm asking for an increase in certain things, and really, it's been getting worse for years. It's just now gotten to a point where I'm in so much pain throughout each day that I find like, hey, this really sucks. Like this really hurts. But that's just part of, I want to say, military training. It's also just who I am. That's how I am. That's how I was raised in my family. That's how you just got to keep pushing through. You got to keep pushing through. I push through every day because of my kids. So got to push through. Got to be there for them. So hey, kids, you can tell your kids, hey, I got this going on. They're like, okay, hey, I still need your help because that's what they just need help. They didn't ask to be brought into this world, sort of, technically, kind of probably did, but who knows? Either way, they're still here, so they they can't help themselves yet. They're not there yet. So I thank God for my kids because they push me through all the time and stuff. I've seen the things about kind of quick recap on some world news. I've seen the shit about Israel and Palestine. To me, I, I don't know much about it to really comment on it. My thing is not my motherfucking business. Like there's just a facts. There's just a facts. That's flat out, honesty. It's not my business, man. And unless you have a direct heritage and stuff like that tied to it, obviously your Jewish heritage or your Islamic heritage, Hebrew heritage, right? Yeah, but for me, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with it, man. And then to be honest with you, that stuff been going on in the Middle East and been going on for hundreds and thousands of years. So let's be honest, man. Doesn't even matter what the origin of it is anymore. If to me, I don't care who you are. Like everyone should be asking for peace amongst all the stuff because the fuck are we even fighting for? Hey, I don't even want to get into it because the things that they're fighting for, I might not just agree. Oh man, it's just whatever. This is whatever. I'm just gonna let it go. It's not my business. There, it drops it there. I'll be done with that. I saw inflation is going up. No shit. We talked about this before on this channel. Anybody with any decent economic knowledge can tell you the same thing. Inflation. We're just seeing the beginning of it, right? This shit's going. If Biden has still be allowed to be, or the Obama third administration is still allowed to be in the White House, trust me. Don't trust me. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Simple economics will tell you this shit is gonna go skyrocket. You only seen the beginning of it, and really you're seeing the beginning of it, but it's not. People are not having too much of effect because they're already getting subsidies are in let's say charitable income, but income rather socialist really income from the state. So it kind of offsets some of these different things and stuff like that. Job numbers are low. Of course, job numbers are low because you're paying people to stay at home. So there you go. Once again, simple economics doesn't take a rocket scientist. Doesn't take your astronomical degree or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. Think of the hardest thing that's so complicated that no one can get. It doesn't matter. This is basic stuff, right? Because it's just man-made. It's created. It's not that complex. You just got to cut through the bullshit a bunch of words. So you have that. The thing about the gas pipeline where being hacked into by Russia hackers. That's we already know. Those of you who've been listening to the podcast for a while, we already know that these Russia hackers. This is made up shit. This is bullshit. More than likely, it's probably some inside job from one of these government agencies within the United States. Or if anything, it's tied to China or one of our so-called foreign allies and whatnot that's doing something in association with the United States government. Because guess what? Climate change, right? We talked about it before. They want to get rid of natural oil, natural gases, oil, stuff like that to go into something else. But go climate friendly and green. No, it's just going to more resources which they can kind of centralize and control as far as your global organizations, the UN, and all the associations, agencies, part of the union, which seems to be fucking everything now. World Economic Forum, IMF, World Health Organization, what else? Not United Nations, the UN. There was another one, UNICEF. Seen something about that the other day, something with child trafficking and so like that. Like these sham organizations that don't really care about the world, man. Whatever. Seeing that, so gas prices went up, and gas prices gonna keep going up. It's gonna keep going up. Fuck, it's gonna keep going up, man. I had my little spill, and I was worried about my income and stuff, whatever, because I was really counting on this and stuff like that. But I had to put myself into my own perspective. That way, I make money trading crypto, anyways. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing. Which I'm kind of been letting you guys in on it. Been giving a lot of these free advice, or not advice, these free tips. What you want to call it? Just sharing information, bro. Sharing information. There should be nothing wrong with sharing information. I don't know why you gotta be like a legal financial advisor just to say some shit. Like, look, I'm not doing nothing but showing shit that's already been out in publication and just telling you think for yourself. That's it. That's all I've been doing. What you think of the rest of the people doing? Doing the same thing. They're taking information, analyzing, and thinking for themselves. Because at the end of the day, it's all fucking gambling. You're all risking shit. Except for what's a gamble when you're more certain, right? So, kind of quick synopsis of some things that's been going on these past week or so. I think the last time I did an episode was like the third or something like that. God damn, it's really been that long, huh? Oh, it was fifth or something like that. I don't even remember now. But back full in effect. Gonna keep knocking out these episodes. I want to be able to keep it short to about an hour, so I can focus on. I want to focus a little bit more on my crypto trading, seeing as well that's my supplemental income. Not income. Just in case the IRS is listening, it's not income. It's not income because I don't trade. I don't sell it off. I mean, I don't sell it off into my bank account. Don't try to tax me, IRS. don't fuck you, fuck y'all. Don't try to tax me. Don't try to tax me. I'm just saying. I'm calling it supplemental income, but it's not income. It's not income. I'm just investing. Fuck, I can't get around that, man. I'm gonna have to. I already know some things on how to do crypto taxes anyway, so I think that's why I got my accounting degree, so I can do my own shit. Cause I don't trust no fucking buyer my money. That's one thing you gotta do, man. You gotta empower yourself. Because do you really want to trust people with your money? I don't like that. I don't care if I got $1,000,000. I don't care if I got $1,000,000,000, man. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I can't trust you. Can't trust you with my money, man. You hear stories all the time of accountants ripping off people and stuff because it's that easy, man. You can do it at any job you're at. Like you in charge of some kind of bankroll account, stuff like that, man. You can easily cipher $1 here. All it takes is say you messing with $1,000,000,000 corporation. You take out $100 a day. That's like $3,000 a month for you, right? Nobody even fucking knows it. That's such a not even a blip on the radar that you can get away with that. I'm just being honest with you, man. I'm not telling you to go out there and do that. I'm just laying out the facts of the situation, man. But whatever. Enough of me. I need to shut the fuck up. Try to keep this under an hour. Watch I don't. All right. So one of the big things that I kind of missed out on that I think just happened this last Thursday or Friday. Fucking CDC, man. CDC. If you look at a catalog of my podcast episodes, you have seen I constantly talk about CDC, and I do this on purpose, just to show you guys how much they don't give a fuck. They will literally flip the script on a drop of a dime in a fucking instant. It doesn't matter to them. They don't care. They get paid to say whatever. There's no accountability. They're not responsible for anybody or anything. They just gotta say whatever, and they take their talking points and they go on about the rest of their day. It's part of their job. It's part of their job to the point where I don't even want to try to take offense to it anymore because it's just doesn't matter to people, man. The regular person, the regular Joe at your job, if someone comes down from up top and tell you to do that, what are you gonna do? Probably gonna do the exact same thing. Hopefully you don't get in a depressive state, and next thing you know, you want to slit your wrists at home and stuff because you know fucked up. In the sense that, well, you went out there and lied, and now you're feeling the consequences of messing with people's lives. That's the only thing. They're in a position that the information that they say, that they share to the rest of the country and around the world, literally affects people's lives. But yet they have no accountability nor responsibility towards any of that. They don't care. So you got an article here from the New York Times. Says, what does the new mask guidance really mean? The CDC now says it is safe for fully vaccinated people to take their mask off in most indoor settings. I don't state, cities, and businesses were sorting through what to do with the guidance. It's funny because if you've been in places like Florida, Texas, shit's already been a thing. And other parts around the country and stuff, it's already been a thing. Right, this article is from May 13th and it was updated May 15th. So it's fairly new. I said you guys probably already heard about it. If you get too confused about the CDC's guidelines, the best thing I would say, what I personally do is ignore what the fuck the CDC has to say. There you go. You check out one of my past episodes where I showed you a mass study published on the National Institute of Health website, .gov website, right? One of the government agencies. Sat there, literally said that masks are not beneficial at all and they have so much adverse effects anyways, right? Doesn't matter though. CDC come out and say some dumb shit, right? And it's not like these people are making mistakes either. They're not making mistakes. I think sometimes people kind of get the misconception that, okay, well, they made a mistake and they mess up and then they're too arrogant to admit to it. Nah. People just don't care what comes out of their mouth. They're just told to say something. They get up there, they say it, and that's it. They don't agree with it. That's why you catch them not doing the same thing. That's why they don't follow their own rules, because they know it's stupid. They ain't gonna do it though, but they're told to say it because that's part of the job. So there you go. You do what the job tells you to do, or you go find a new job. And a lot of people, that's a personal preference. Not everybody wants to go find a new job, especially if you've been doing something for years and years. Then again, Fauci's already kind of a snake, because if you dig into his records, into the history or whatever, kind of things about the AIDS epidemic, pandemic, whatever that seemed to be a thing, now it's no longer a thing. Interesting, right? Especially when you talk about vaccines. Fuck you, YouTube. You probably gonna ban me anyways, but whatever. When you talk about vaccines, man, sometimes, like I said, break things down to nothing makes sense. It seems like it on a global scale, especially when you talk about different laws or things that regulations that go with inside the country. But what it comes down to, it is simple as this: take it from a business perspective. Look at it from the business perspective. From a business perspective, somebody can make money off these vaccines. From a business perspective, this sounds like a test. Let's see how fast we can whip up a vaccine and how well will it work in a short amount of time. That way, we can just start shelling out vaccines for people and stuff and making all types of money. Right? That's it. I was thinking about it the other day. There's tons of reasons and stuff for it, but what it always comes down to is, money, resources, control. What I always talk about. It always comes down to that, because that's the only game that is actually being played that actually fucking matters. The rest is just distractions. We're told that, to make money, you gotta go out and work, like I said. And there's something I still struggle to deal with. Because with the bad news from the VA, and all of a sudden I'm like, man, I need to go out and work. But I'm sitting there thinking, I can barely make it through the day. Man, sometimes even doing a podcast, man, like I get a headache if I sit here and focus for too long and stuff. That's why I gotta try to keep it short anyway, just for myself. And I could just have a crash where my whole body just gets completely shut down, tired, and I just fall asleep. I'm just done for like a few hours. Right? One deployment. But it wasn't the one deployment. It was 12 years of service and a bunch of other things going on. So it is what it is. But anyways. So you have this shit from the CDC. They don't care, man. Literally, this is May, right? In April, we was just talking about how you had to wear a mask even though you got vaccinated, and that bothered people and stuff. Now they're telling you that you can just take off your mask and they're just gonna go with an honor system, right? This more than a year after federal health officials told Americans to cover their faces when venturing out in public. And that's the thing right there. The fact that they said cover your face with whatever, that is the worst medical advice. You never give medical advice like that saying, oh, yeah, just find something to put on it. Bro, are you serious? We're not in a combat situation. This is not field combat medicine. Right? It's like that shit we learned and stuff. It's not extreme first aid buddy care and stuff like that. No, man. No. You don't just take a cloth or wherever you can find and wrap around yourself and kind of make a mixed shaped tourniquet. No, bro. No. You need to take proper precautions and find medical standard equipment far as your PPE, your personal protective equipment. Not just, hey, grab a piece of cloth, put it over your face. So when they were saying stuff like that, I knew they were fucking lying. Right? Because it's from my own training in military and medical situations, so like I said, just basic stuff, just basic knowledge of the situation. You know you can't do that shit. That's the worst thing to tell people to do, but that's what they did last year. So you knew it was a sham to begin with. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said on Thursday that fully vaccinated people could start taking off their masks. But a new federal guidance, announced amid a sharp decline in coronavirus cases and expansion of vaccine eligibility to everyone 12 and older, came with caveats and confusion, and it sent state and local officials as well as private companies scrambling to decide whether and when to update their own rules. This is why you don't rely on the government to give you, advice on life, because it doesn't matter to them. Because you're sitting there, oh, well, the CDC just gave us some guidelines, so we got to go with this. No. Do what the fuck you want to do, right? You're a private entity. You're a private business. You're a private corporation. You're a private citizen. Do what the fuck you want to do, right? Because we're waiting on the CDC to give us guidelines on how to fucking live our lives as far as our health risk assessment, our personal health risk assessment, our private health risk assessment. Meanwhile, if you sit there and wait on them, they'll change shit from 1 month to the next month. What they're really saying is it doesn't fucking matter anyways, because we already know the talking points. COVID is about to be done. They're about to have a huge push for climate crisis. We talked about this on one episode of the podcast. Project Veritas exposing one of the technical directors at CNN, telling everybody, "Hey, yeah, we just talk up the numbers, or we talk up the numbers and stuff, because fear draws ratings. All right, this whole pandemic thing is dying down because everybody's starting to realize it's been a sham. People are probably thinking it's been a sham for maybe the past couple of months, but in reality, it's been a sham the whole entire fucking time. That's just an honest assessment of the situation. Don't worry, we all got played. I got played. Maybe you were lucky enough and you saw it from, not lucky, maybe you were aware enough and paying attention to, and then let your emotions get caught up that you knew it was a sham from the begin with. Me, it took me at least a couple of weeks to understand it was. Some of us, it took us a little bit longer. Doesn't matter. We all come to the same conclusion across the finish line that, hey, these motherfuckers is trying to play us. Just go with it, right? On to the next thing. Just don't fall for it again. It says, here are some questions you might have, blah, blah. It says, does this mean masks are no longer recommended anywhere? Not quite. The fuck does not quite mean, man? So now there's gray areas. Any other time it's yes or no distinction, black and white, but now it's gray areas. So the federal guidance is expansive. Fully vaccinated people, those who received their final COVID-19 vaccination at least 2 weeks ago, no longer need to wear masks outdoors or in indoor settings. Why were you wearing a mask outdoor to begin with? Whatever. Just admit. Some people just got to admit to themselves that they're a little bit more afraid than others. Everyone has their own risk assessment and their own fear and stuff. It's an emotional thing that you can't necessarily try to break it down logically because it's emotion based. And that's okay, That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Some of us have it. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe you have it based on past experience. Guess what? It's called survival mode, survival instincts, right? That's what anxiety really is. Having a rational fear of something because, well, probably something similar like that happened to it before. Now, the logic might not add up in this particular situation or certain situations in your life, but you have anxiety because something like that similar has happened before. So there you go. It's up to you, man. Do what you want to do. It says the agency was not specific about masking in some settings, including schools, because they don't have no fucking answer no more. There's no answer no more, man. Because they want everyone to go away from them because guess what? Climate change. That's the crisis next, right? That's the next crisis because they already did a great reset and it started off with COVID-19. The fake pandemic. Now the next thing is climate change. Remember, the goal is Agenda 2030. So just crisis after crisis after crisis because a crisis is how you get the world to change at a faster pace. You can go through a decade's worth of change in less than in 1 year because people react differently when there's emotions involved, when they feel like they're faced with a life-threatening situation. Get you to do anything instantly, man. And this is literal training. This is supervisory training. This is Fortune 500 training that I got in the Air Force that was based on training from companies Verizon and whoever else. I forget that was in a little slideshow presentation, but it was telling us about, this training is given out to these people, these Fortune 500 companies, all that stuff. I'm saying, like, this is manipulation, right? This is sophisticated manipulation where the person that you're manipulating has no idea that you're manipulating them. This is how it is, man. This is how the game is played. It says, and even fully vaccinated people are still told to cover their faces when visiting healthcare facilities while flying or taking public transit and in congregate settings such as homeless shelters and, as well as prisons or jails. So my thing is, I always say I wear a mask if the business that I'm going into asks that I wear a mask. Majority of them don't though. They just have nothing up there. If they don't have no sign up, I definitely walk in without one. Sometimes I can't remember. Sometimes they slowly take the sign down, or they sneakily take the sign down. It's there one day, or it was there the week before, and you come back, nothing has really changed. It's just all of a sudden took the sign down and stuff. There's no penalty anyways in Florida, so where if I have it in or not, there's nothing you can say. But I don't want nobody going into an argument, no shouting match with me, because I don't know how this gonna turn out. Because I don't know how I'll react. I've been trying my best over these past years, stuff or whatever, to make sure I stay calm in situations. Don't become confrontational. Because military, being there, you become real confrontational in the military because it's about confronting people all the time. And confrontation doesn't mean you have to come out in violence or something like that, or even a shouting match. But I became confrontational, even though I'm not a confrontational person necessarily by nature. But whew, now it's like, I can't wait for someone to say something. Oh yeah, hey, I got a problem with this, man. I don't like the way you just said that to me. I just want you to know that though, because that's something I started to do and stuff. So it's just how it goes. But I went somewhere and then they had the new CDC guidance up and stuff, whatever. And it's like, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. But if you're unvaccinated, please wear a mask. And I'm just like, what? I'm not following this stuff because some things are just so illogical, it makes no sense. Because if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. That means if you're vaccinated and stuff, that means you're worried about getting COVID-19 or whatever the case may be. All right, that's your choice. That means you're good, right? So really, the mindset now, everyone should be concerned about those who are not getting vaccinated, right? Because if they choose not to get vaccinated and they choose not to wear a mask, then guess what? They're only affecting themselves and those who are not vaccinated and don't have a mask on. So that means, we all in the same boat, meaning, fuck it, we'll take our chances. Leave us alone, right? There's nothing wrong with that. So this whole new guidance really just it's just a way for them to throw the whole mask thing out without actually saying it, right? Because they'll never admit that the whole thing was a sham. At least not right now. They'll probably maybe wait a year because this thing's been accelerated where they admit to it. But yeah, they'll quietly admit to it. Nothing will happen because something else will already be going on. So as this push for climate crisis happens, you'll start to see more of this stuff with mask mandates and things like that, and these vaccines, because they're like, oh yeah, we got the vaccines up and we vaccinated X amount of percentage of the population, which I'll never trust those numbers. Me personally, I'll never trust those numbers. Uh, they always feel like a sham, right? They always feel like a sham. But it's funny to me because no one ever gets a flu shot yet. People are being pushed to get the COVID-19 vaccine. But it doesn't matter anymore, anyways, because the flu no longer exists. It's all about COVID, right? The flu no longer exists. Flu's irrelevant, completely fucking. We're done with that. Now we have a new sickness, or the what? The new millennia, the new century, right? See how that works? Flu is irrelevant. We're in the 21st century. We're going with COVID. Now that's a new flu. Even COVID is a generic name. Doesn't fucking matter. Even though it's still all the same viruses, coronaviruses, family stuff, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just wherever to scare people to get them to do wherever they want them to do. But once again, even it's always the same. The game is always the same. Money, control, resources. That's what it's about. It talks about the other country, the other states and local mask mandates. So that it says, was this a surprise? This news stunned health experts, political leaders, business owners, and seemingly everyone else. Yep. No shock to me. I just laughed at it. I was like, ha ha. What do you expect from these people, man? They've been doing this whole past year. Just flip everything on the drop of a dime, man. That quick. Doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter. It never has mattered. Never will matter. Only 2.5 weeks ago, the CDC had given a far milder directive saying that fully vaccinated people could remove their masks outdoors but not in crowded spaces. It's funny, man. It's funny, man. So why now? It's not entirely clear what prompted the new guidance on Thursday. Cases, hospitalizations, and deaths have been trending downward in the United States for weeks. About 37,000 cases are being identified each day, the fewest since September. And about 630 deaths are being announced daily, the lowest average since July. But the most significant change is the availability of vaccines. Everyone, damn, man, vaccines, bro. You get vaccinated, that's your business, right? I don't agree with it, right? I tell everybody, oh, yeah, that's cool. You will get it. I ain't getting it. I'm not getting it because, man, it's long-term effects, man. Like, you don't know what will sneak up on you later on. Now, if you already have a kind of weaker immune system and you already did your own personal health assessment and you feel like, hey, maybe I'll go out and get it, or you're in that age category, you're 55 and plus, and you're like, maybe I'll just go ahead and get it. That's you, man. That's your own personal choice. I'm not gonna knock anybody. I'm gonna try not to, at least. I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck, what? But hey, I know not everyone. What my dad always told me growing up, he's like, hey man, not everybody thinks the way you do. Same thing my sister told me, like, not everybody thinks like you. I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm just thinking. Like, nobody think these, but not everyone thinks these things through, man. I think things through in the sense of 5, 10 years, because I just like to think. That's just me. I think a worst case scenario. I think a best possible case scenario, right? And I'm just thinking, long term thing. And here's the thing: it's one thing to have if they're telling you there's long term effects of COVID. If you get COVID-19, they're talking about long term effects. Would those same type of long term effects possibly not? Would those same long term effects possibly coincide with a vaccine, since a vaccine is a virus itself as well? Or did they somehow medically or genetically modify the vaccines and make sure that it didn't have those same long term effects that COVID-19 already has? Which in that case, that means they're doing a lot of handy dandy science that they ain't telling us about. Like, there's so many questions that come with this, man. But they're just making up shit, man. They're just making up shit. And then even the mainstream media is like, what do we do now? So now the mainstream media is pushing for something new to talk about, right? That's why I said the climate change is going to be the next thing. Because they need something. They need something because without that, they're fucking pointless. They're useless. Because their ratings are based on fear. The media shouldn't be this big anyways, right? Why is it so big? They don't really talk about nothing other than scaring the fuck out of people, right? And so the CDC position was most ordinary. That was that most ordinary people did not need to wear masks unless they were sick and coughing at the time. So they're saying that's what the CDC position was at the very beginning. At the time, there was limited understanding that the virus was airborne and could be transmitted, but it's limited understanding. Yet it's SARS-CoV coronavirus version 2. Yet there's limited understanding of it. I didn't even realize the shit was just a version of SARS. I thought it was something completely different because they said it. It's a new novel coronavirus. That novel means something new. A new version of a virus. That's whatever, man. It's so stupid, man. It's so stupid, but it's tricky how they word things, though. And this article, long ass article, is I think it's one of my last free articles, New York Times. I didn't know New York Times description, but whatever. I thought it was interesting. From the world's dictator of the United States. Some people like to call him president. This is from Forbes. It says mask. President Biden said this week that the new CDC guidance is simple: get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do.
And for now, after a year of hard work and so much sacrifice, the rule is very simple.
Sacrifice. So what the fucking sacrifice he made?
Get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do.
Notice he said the rule is very simple. He can't say law because it's illegal to say that. He's saying the rule. We all know rules are made to be broken because rules are temporary, right? Because really, there are no fucking rules, man. You do what the fuck you want. We kind of hold each other accountable in certain situations, but natural law, don't kill, don't steal from people, things of that nature. But when you hear someone that's the so-called president of the United States, so-called free nation, whatever, one of the leading free countries, the republic around the world and stuff like that, such a shining light and a beacon of hope and blah, blah, blah. Yet you get a motherfucking president that says, get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. That's the rule. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You know who like to make rules? Dictators. Right? A dictatorship. I got really pissed off here now. I was like, what the fuck? But that's a bold statement, bro. I don't think anybody was even that bold to come out. You maybe really do got dementia. Cause I don't think you realize who the fuck you're talking to. Told the whole nation for centuries and generations that they're free. Even your so-called black people were like, oh, my ancestors, whatever, but you're free. You're free now, huh? Oh, we all still fighting for freedom. Exactly. We all are still fighting for freedom. Because as long as you have government institutions such as this in existence, freedom will always just be a constant fight. Because someone is always going to try to control over you because, well, They think you're not even smart enough to control your own life. But this is wild because for him to say that, like, that's a dictatorial statement, man.
It's vaxed or masked.
The fuck he just a vaccinated or masked? Was he trying to say masked it?
Get vaccinated.
Get vaccinated or get maxed. It's fun because if I say something, it's medical misinformation, right? Me as a private free citizen, free speech, and all the other bullshit. Yet, President of the United States, so-called President of the United States, says it. Next thing you know, what is that? Is that a direct order, or but it's not a law, it's a rule telling me to get masked out, or telling me to get vaccinated? How come that's not medical misinformation? It should be medical misinformation for you to tell someone to get vaccinated because you do not personally know their medical history, right? You know, only certain people, if you have some comorbidities or pre-underlying health conditions, stuff like that, you might not even, you shouldn't even get vaccines because you're getting a lower form of a virus that will make you sick and it might make you have some type of reaction where it might be hard for you to recover from, right? You have heart disease, you can't take the nasal spray, the flu shot. I learned that out after the fact, right? It was like, oh no, you. I was like, oh yeah, I can't take it. It was like, what? Why not? I was like, oh, I have heart disease. It's like, and you're still in the military? How another medical military person gonna look at me like I'm fucking stupid and be like, why are you still here in the military? I was like, that's a great fucking question. I don't know, but whatever. This I don't care what side of political I don't care if you voted for him or not. You talk about liberties and freedom and stuff. This should offend you in the sense of who the fuck is this guy to tell you to get vaccinated or not? And now it's one thing, hey, we encourage you guys get it. Like polite terms, like a sneaky way of doing it, right? I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But to say it's get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. What? You can't even make that a law, right? You can't. You're infringing on people's personal liberties, especially when you're talking about their own personal medical choices, because you don't know their own individual medical history. So to make this statement, it's kind of blasphemous. Just saying, it's kind of wild. People in the comments, yeah, don't work on your immune system and adapt a healthier lifestyle. Just put more pharmaceutical drugs in your body, and that'll solve everything for sure. That's true. That's from the think the loudest. I guess this strategy is to shame people into getting vaccinated. Vaccinated. Are we making up words? Are we making up words now? Are we too lazy to say vaccinated? That we're just gonna say vaccinated? Is that what he was saying? Get vaccinated? They're literally making up shit. Is that a pro? Did they sit down with some PR and it was like, yeah, let's say vaccinated. That'll make it cool and stuff like that. And the young people will get into it. Guess what? Because who are they targeting now for the vaccines? Young people, 18 and under. Even though the statistics show that there's no risk to them whatsoever. These people don't fucking care, man. They don't care. They don't care. Oh my god, man. It's such bullshit. All right. Changing gears. A hard change, a hard shift, right? Elon Musk, man. So, like I said, I create crypto daily. Not daily, but I'm always checking it. I've been in crypto since 2017, around summer 2017. I knew about Bitcoin originally when it first came out. Didn't do nothing like that then. Plenty of times I could have been a millionaire. Plenty of times I could have been a millionaire. At least 3 now that I can count. So many times I could have bought back into Bitcoin. I still didn't do it. And because, financially during that time, I was like, I didn't want to do that. I had to put money on something else or whatever the case may be. We all make our own personal financial choices on a daily basis. Anyways, and sometimes those choices have, long-term ramifications. Because you're only one investment away from being a millionaire. Right? And the way things happening now, you ain't got to wait 10 years. I mean, you could have been a millionaire in 2017 in 1 year. If you didn't invest in the XRP in the beginning of 2017, you'd have been a millionaire by the end of the year. It's that simple, man. But it's that simple, but also is that taxing taxing let's see. What's a good word for me to use? You gotta put a lot of focus and concentration into it. Right? Like I look at charts all day. I look at charts every day. I look at the graphs. I look at the price swings. I'm constantly getting price notifications. I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm usually I gotta use the bathroom or something hurts and stuff. I have to wake up, and I wake up and I look at the price notifications, right? And then as I look at it, I'm thinking about different things, whatever, because crypto never sleeps. So you never know. You might need to something happens in the middle of the night. Your ass wake up. You might need to fucking make a trade real quick to take a huge profit. You gotta be on it all the time, and I've been doing it, but I enjoy it. But what's going on now behind the scenes is well, not behind the scenes, but more or less theatrics in front of the scenes, because Elon Musk been putting on a fucking show these past few weeks, and I feel like he's I don't know if he's doing it. I know he's doing it intentional. I don't know if he's doing it at a benevolent. He's being a good guy about it. He's being a dickhead about it. I don't know what he's doing, but he's definitely putting on a show, and he's definitely manipulating the market. But it's things like this where I talk about problem, reaction, solution. That term I first heard from David Icke. They have the solution. They create the problem, and then we have the reaction, and then we pray for the solution. So with inflation rising, market's gonna crash and stuff like that. There won't be no effect of it, because the biggest issue from the 2008 recession was when the markets crashed. It was liquidity. Liquidity issue has already been solved. If you've been paying attention to Ripple and XRP and what Ripple has been doing and stuff. Notice how Ripple is the only one going through a huge case about XRP, whether or not it's a security or a currency in the United States, even though XRP and Ripple is being traded around the world currently as we speak. And I think Uphold Inc. is the only institution in the United States or exchange in the United States that is allowing trading XRP. And it's funny, the second that happened, everybody sold and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden the price just goes up in the middle of a lawsuit, because it doesn't matter, right? It's all for show. It's all for show, because if you know, you know, right? Of course, I'm not an insider, so the only thing I can do is read these articles, dig in research, and do my own research, and work. That's me working, trying to figure out what is the next best investment to have. So you have someone like Elon Musk. You're going to see, I talked about before, the push for climate change. You're going to see the push for climate change, and Bitcoin will be attacked. Bitcoin and Ethereum will be attacked because of their mining, their proof of work, they're mining coins. So you got to mine these coins. We talked about before, a lot of GPU powered graphics processing units. Same as like those high performance graphics cards that are in PC gaming setups. Excuse me. Those things cost like $1,000 sometimes, man. Like a high end gaming PC, or whatever, or even a PC for visual editing and stuff. Majority of that money goes to that graphics processor unit, right? And those things are hard to come by because of all the mining that's going on in Iran, which I kind of touch on here in a little bit, and in China and stuff like that. What you're gonna see is coming out talking about the centralization of it, and you're gonna talk about the effects of climate and stuff like that. So this article from Forbes came out on the 13th of May. It says what Elon Musk's Bitcoin decision means for the climate, according to experts. So one, he's talking about he doesn't like Bitcoin more because of how it affects the climate and stuff like that. Kind of funny because if you do your research, you kind of dig into PayPal Mafia and stuff like that, and you'll find some type of association to XRP. Right? If you dig into XRP and Ripple, you'll find out a lot of connected people that are so-called industry leaders right now, if not heavily industry connected. Even talking about World Bank, IMF, Bank of International Settlements, all these different things. XRP and Ripple is tied into them. Meanwhile, they're too busy trying to tell you about Bitcoin. Oh, make sure you go out and get some Bitcoin. Oh man, Ethereum's going on. Make sure you go out. Ethereum fees are too fucking high. They're too fucking high. Even with that thing, they're upgrading and stuff like that. They're trying to, and different things they're doing to cut down. It's still high. It's still high when you have XRP at like a fraction. I don't even know what the fee is. Like it's so minuscule. Like it doesn't even fucking matter. It's a 0.000 something of a fee of a transaction to the point it doesn't even fucking matter. And you have places like Coinbase charging you fees and stuff, whatever, for your transaction, knowing damn well that they're using XRP, not for it. But this is just my opinion. Do your own research. Like I said, I'm saying this based on different things over the years. So, to go on with the article, yesterday, Tesla CEO and all around tech celebrity Elon Musk made another surprise announcement, taking to Twitter. Musk posted a statement saying that Tesla will no longer be accepting Bitcoin as payment for vehicles. Because he said that shit and all of a sudden the market crashes. Guess what? That is a problem. Now, everyone has a reaction, and soon the solution would be, oh, well, we need some type of cryptocurrency regulation. People like myself that have been in the crypto sphere for this past few years, stuff, already been asking for, or not asking, well, people have been asking for it. Me, I know it's just a sham anyways. They already got a regulation. You see the regulations right now. They let you know which ones are okay and which ones are not okay. They're all okay, right? They're all okay. But it's not until they want to crack down when basically they're saying, all right, we're enough of you guys making money and so whatever. We're coming in to set this down because we are. It's just taking them time to build their infrastructure to the manner in which they want to have it. Plus, the governments around the world have already been making money off of Bitcoin and Ethereum anyway. It's nothing new, right? China makes money off of Bitcoin. Iran makes money off of Bitcoin. Sweden or Norway, those type of countries. I want to say Scandinavian countries. I feel like they've been making money off of Ethereum because I think wherever that dude's name, Buchurin, I can't say his name. I believe he's from Sweden. He's from somewhere, one of the Norwegian countries or whatever. I believe he's the founder of Ethereum and stuff like that. I don't know how Ethereum is in the security. Doesn't matter. None of this stuff matters, right? These things are all scams, man. They're all scams. I mean, and you're like, oh, but they can't be scams. The corporations, or not corporations, U.S. governments, which are corporations, they're scams. They make up money. It's all made up, right? It's all made up. The only thing that makes it official is some so-called government entity making it official, which is crazy because that's not how money should be going anyways. Money should be made up based on whatever we, the people, the whole entire population, decide to be a currency. If we want this to be a currency, then that's a currency. If we want that to be a currency, then that's a currency. A currency is anything of value. Shit, we're lucky, or we're not lucky. Thank God we're not in that part of human history where, I don't know, water is a currency, because a lot of shit could fuck up, and next thing you know, we trade bread and water for currency, right? It's whatever, man. It's whatever. But as we go on to this stuff, Bitcoin is too slow. It's too much energy efficient, or it's not energy efficient. They go along with a new Green Deal, their whole push for climate change and all this other bullshit. So it's not gonna be Bitcoin. Ethereum is too high in prices, and Bitcoin and Ethereum did what they were supposed to do: get everybody into it, right? Because once you see those prices go up and everything, then it gets people going into it, and it gets people accepting the idea of blockchain technology being used as a currency and calling it cryptocurrency. It's just cryptographic currency. It's just money that's already ones and zeros anyways, but with more encryption. Also, better detailed records of every individual transaction. You can look up any transaction made on Bitcoin network, on Ethereum network, on the XRP ledger. You can look up all these transactions, and you can finalize it, or you can see it being finalized, stuff like that. You can watch it in real time and whatnot, and everything's tracked. Bitcoin's tracked, and even though they want to act like it's not tracked, everything's tracked. Everything's tracked to some degree, right? The shit Elon Musk is doing, man, he's just playing a role, because now what you hear is everybody's getting pissed off because he can tweet out something, and all of a sudden it'll mess up the market, right? And especially in the crypto market, which is already volatile anyways. It'll mess up the market. So what happens is now we're gonna be wanting regulations, right? Guess what? That puts a whole thing on the XRP, Ripple, SEC lawsuit, because as SEC is trying to draw this shit out, we all know XRP is not a security. Ripple is one of the only corporations in the United States that's been at the fucking White House talking to presidents and stuff, talking with the IMF, going with government agencies a whole step away. It's all a joke. It's all for show, right? It's all for show. It's all for this moment right here to get people to accept something. How do you get people to accept something? That is the hardest thing. to get people to change their perception on something, to change their ideology, to change their mindset on something. How do you do that? The best way to do it is create a problem in which people will then react, and then they're begging for a solution. But if you already have this understanding, then you create the solution first and you work your way backwards. It's brilliant because no one thinks like that. But that's why it's so brilliant, because no one thinks of that way. If you can see something, you can see something's going to be a problem, right? A global digital currency has been in the works forever. They've been talking about this. This always, and you saw after the 2008 crisis what the problem was: liquidity. Then Bitcoin is there. Bitcoin was just there to just get everybody the idea of accepting, oh, this imaginary money. So if you accept imaginary money made up out of nowhere, because people don't realize the dollar is made up out of nowhere. So once you get the understanding that imaginary money is made up out of nowhere, it just needs to be backed by something that's solid. I don't know, how about energy? How about gold? Long as it's backed by something that you're okay with, and you have this government institute currency being backed by something that you're okay with, the New Bretton Woods 2.0 agreement, and it's imaginary money made up. Now you're accepting all this because of Bitcoin, because of Ethereum, because of all the shit that's going on, because of Dogecoin. Dogecoin is a complete joke, right? If you got money in it, get your money in, keep it for a little while, and get the fuck out. It's not a long-term investment. It's not a real project. I got Shiba. Why? Because the joke thing, same as Bitcoin, same as Dogecoin. Put some money in, get a whole bunch of tokens. Once the price goes up, dump that shit, take your profits, and go on out. Fuck, probably gonna pay taxes on that. If it ever goes up to a price, whatever. So this whole thing with Elon Musk, man, he's just playing a role. Coming on there on Saturday Night Live looking all kooky and quirky and stuff. Oh, he's a crazy tech billionaire. Ha ha ha. No bullshit, man. He's not a fucking idiot, man. He knows what he's doing. He's having fun with this shit because he thinks it's funny, right? He thinks it's funny because he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and he also knows that if you know, you will be laughing too. So it's aggravating. I'm aggravated because I know it's all a joke and it's all a sham, but I'm aggravated because people react to it. It's like, oh my God. But don't worry, as everyone reacts to it, I'll make my money. Because as the crash happens and stuff because of Elon Musk tweeting and things like that, guess what? Please do. Please do. I can make sure my money is straight and stuff so I can buy us some more XRP. I can buy some other tokens that I know will be decent and stuff. Because at some point, this cryptocurrency is going to change to not just having imaginary money, but the value being in the utility of these blockchains. XRP Ledger has value in its utility. Bitcoin doesn't have none of that utility. Ethereum, a lot of things are built upon it, so, but it's proof of work. It doesn't work. It's just the whole consensus of it and how it goes about. It's not there. There was our first generation technology. And when you're talking about having a new type of asset, anything new of an industry, it's never the first one through the door, right? The first one through the door might get there first and they might make something, but it's never the first one through the door. And I don't even think XRP is designed to be a high value like Bitcoin, but at the same time, you don't need it to be a high value, because what you needed to do is be a world currency and stuff like that for payments transaction institutionalized. And I think XLM would be your retail transaction ledger, blockchain ledger. Notice X, XLM, XRP. X is a currency modifier, or modifier nomenclature or whatever. Lets you know that X, like XAU, right? AU obviously is a periodic table symbol for gold. Guess what? X means that it's a currency. It's that simple, man. It's that simple. And it's simple things that you probably thought about before. I seen this on Twitter years ago, and I'm just like, oh shit, that makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. Because those are currencies that there is no governance over. Meaning no government institution is creating its own currency. What do you think all these central bank digital currencies are going to be on? They got to be on something. It's not going to be on Bitcoin network. It's not going to be on Ethereum network. It's not going to be Ethereum 2.0. None of that stuff, man. It's too slow. The cost effective energy is too much. It's too high. Or the fees are too high. It's not there. So if you're going to invest in long-term crypto, What I do is I'm just giving you my opinion. What I do is I invest in things that have utility, that has partnerships, businesses that are building an infrastructure behind that. So it says the decision caused an uproar among Bitcoin advocates who saw the value of their investments take an instant hit in about an hour. One tweet, he fucked up the whole thing in an hour, right? That's insane, right? But it gets people like, damn it, fucking Elon, man, he need to stop doing it. Oh man, we need to stop these people from being able to tweet out something and cause the market crash and blah, blah, blah. Oh, don't worry. It's coming. These regulations is coming. There's a reason why you hear in the XRP community it says XRP the standard. Oh, now you get it now. The standard because of these regulations, right? Because the money moves to the United States of America because of the dollar as reserve currency. So the precedents needs to be set in America. And once it's set in America, the dollar's crashing, bro. The dollar's crashing. Dollar's crashing. It's been crashing. It's going to continue to crash. Inflation's going up. Dollar's done. Right? We know this. The dollar's done. As they push for this global community, this intergalactic, this global community, this intergalactic, moving amongst the galaxy, moving into other planets and stuff like that, you're gonna need a currency that moves fast as well. XRP sells transactions in 4 seconds. Now, and that's in 4 seconds on just the traditional computers. What happens when you back it up and put it on a quantum computer? Remember, quantum internet. Now what happens? Now everything happens instantly, right? And now you put the ledger, the source code, whatever, of these different projects stuff from using XRP, put on a quantum computer server and within the network. Now it's hard to crack. But that's just my basic understanding of computer technology and science and stuff like that. I could be wrong. But hey, the shit I've been reading kind of makes a little bit of sense. You gotta pay attention to these things, man. Because if you want to make money, this is how you, like I said before, this is how you really make money. This is what the Warren Buffetts of the world say, the Robert Kiyosaki's of the world say. This is how you actually make money. Buying up assets, playing the game, because it's a game that was created for this. It's for this. The American dream says go out and work every day and do a good job and stuff. Nah. Use that as a stepping stone. Do not let that be the end all be all. You work for your own personal enjoyment, right? You make a living as a bonus. The thing is, if you buy up assets, you make your money work for you without ever even worried about anything. I buy up digital assets. I invest in real estate property and Fundrise, stuff like that. So my money works for me. I'm not making a whole shitload of money, but I'm doing okay. And that's all you can ever ask for, is just do okay. Just do okay. That's enough where nobody, IRS got to come knocking on my door like, hey, we see you got some money and stuff. Where it's come from? Oh, I ain't got no money. I don't know what you're talking about, guy. I gotta pay attention this year, because if I do I gotta pay attention to how many withdrawals I do, because I know they're gonna be tracking. Like, oh well, it says you got this amount of money. Where'd that come from? God damn it! They always want to tax you on everything. It's fun because they can literally tax you anyways without. But that's a whole scam as well, for the tax industry, anyways. But whatever. So it says that today must follow up with his announcement sequel, posting a graph of the University of Cambridge Bitcoin electricity consumption index. Energy use trend over past months is insane. So he tweeted out this saying, Bitcoin, we are concerned about rapidly increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has the worst emissions of any fuel. Cryptocurrency is a good idea on many levels, and we believe it has a promising future, but this cannot come at a great cost to the environment. Tesla will not be selling any Bitcoin, and we intend to use it for transactions as soon as mining transitions to more sustainable energy. We're also looking at other cryptocurrencies that use less than 1% of Bitcoin's energy / transaction. It's funny because XRP literally does that, right? XRP literally does that. XRP is a currency. It literally does that, right? But whatever. Elon Musk didn't say nothing that those of us that have been in crypto didn't already fucking know. Like I said, by the time they tell you on the news or some celebrity comes out and say something, it's already too late. It's already too late. And it's always been like that. It always will be like that. Because if you pay attention, you read to the constant daily articles and the trend, and you kind of and use your own mind, your own critical thinking skills, you can see this coming a mile away or years away. People have been talking about this for the past couple of years, that it's just too, it takes too much energy, right? You sitting there trying to mine cryptocurrency, meanwhile you got a huge ass electric bill and stuff. It's not ain't worth it, right? It's definitely not cost effective. And you say, oh, we don't tend to sell it. Bullshit. Just because you don't tend to sell it, I think they already sold it. I think he's lying. I think he's flat out lying. I think they already sold it, right? I think, and then lying is part of business, so it's not like it's a big deal, anyways. Not like, so none of this stuff he's doing is illegal, and it shouldn't be illegal. Which is also what you'll probably find out, which I think might happen too, is how these markets are regulated. You're gonna see a lot more algorithms and stuff come about, as far as these markets and how they're used and stuff. That way, no individual person can just sit there and say something and mess it all up, right? It's, no matter who, because just because Elon Musk says it, all of a sudden it's an issue. Even though people who are not all about Bitcoin maxis, whatever, they've been saying this forever, right? This is nothing new. We've been saying this. Like, Bitcoin is nice, but it's not the end all be all. It's not. It's just not. And the price is hugely inflated, right? The price is hugely inflated. The price only comes because of scarcity, right? And it doesn't matter. Oh, only 21 million will ever be made, and 5 million has already been probably lost or destroyed and stuff. So now you got what? 16 million, 17 million, something like that. So it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. That Bitcoin is supposed to be a payments blockchain, right? It's supposed to be about payments, yet it's so slow now. It's not about payments. So you can't buy coffee with it and the transaction go through within a few seconds. It's not gonna happen. Your best bet is to put Bitcoin. I think I was listening to Digital Asset Investor channel this morning, and I think he was the one saying that. It was either him or the Working Money channel. They were saying how Bitcoin, the best way, and I think he got it from someone else on Twitter. The best thing you can do is with Bitcoin is put on an XRP ledger, because XRP ledger is interoperable, designed to take in a whole bunch of different currencies. That's why it's a world reserve currency, because it's about the ledger itself, and the token XRP has to be a high enough value to represent those basket of currencies in that nominal value. it sounds like it's a lot, but it's not, man. You just gotta do your own research and break it down to a simplistic terms. Some of my friends now are like, oh man, what about crypto and stuff? Like, I thought you didn't tell me about this or that. I'm like, oh, I told everybody. And one of my other friends like, no, you told everybody. I've been telling people. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but that's the whole point. That's the whole point, is for it to sound crazy, because that's the way the media, these corporations stuff, they don't want regular people to figure things out, because that means it'll mess up their plans that they're doing and stuff. They don't care if you get money. Just don't mess up their plans, though. Don't affect their money. But what you're starting to realize now, that it's a little too late, right? It's a little too late. If you're lucky, you might go find something, Hedera hash graph. I'm just throwing it out there. Do your own research, look into that. I might do a breakdown, a podcast episode about it and stuff, and kind of go into that a little bit. Definitely do your own research about that. That's 30 cents. 30 cents. 30 cents. And then look into the people that are invested in it, the different corporations and stuff. That alone, I had to get some. That alone, I was like, oh, nope, don't care. Getting it. Hash grab, talking about security and governance of blockchain and stuff like that. But what gets me with this whole Elon Musk thing and stuff, because I got a saved tweet from Elon Musk. So it looks like he was okay, what was this? He was replying to somebody. And it was saying Peter McObnoxious. Mick Obnoxious. That's annoying to say. It says, "Dear Elon, the perfect troll is one where people don't know whether it is a troll or not. Your recent poorly informed criticism of Bitcoin plus support for Doge may be the perfect troll." It's funny because I'm pretty sure Doge works on the Bitcoin network, or is a branch off of Bitcoin, a fork from Bitcoin, something like that. So I think it's funny that he's pumping up Dogecoin and stuff. It says, obnoxious threads like this make me want to go all in on Doge. and then he get a pump and doge because he's saying this stuff. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke. Don't take this shit seriously. Jump in, get your money, and get out. Don't think you're gonna make. Don't think it's gonna go to $20,000 or $20,000 a coin or wherever your currency is in your nation. Don't buy into that shit, man. Jump in, make your fucking money, jump out. Because this is what they do on Wall Street. This is what they do in the banks around the world. This is how the game is played. Only put long-term investment into things with real partnerships, real financial backing, real institution solving a real world problem and has real world utility use case. That's what you put your long-term money in. Or a lot of this other shit short-term. Short-term within a year, maybe within the 5 years, right? Bitcoin is like Bitcoin has been going on for this long because it's backed by the government. But people don't want to accept that. Talked about before, the Department of Justice having a thousand something, I forget how many number of Bitcoin they have in transactions or that they seize in financial transactions for money laundering, right? It's a game in itself. The government putting out something, using that to track money laundering and stuff like that. So now you can find out where all that actual money is, right? And it's a brilliant fucking plan. It's something it's like when you sit down and think about it, it's fucking brilliant. Let me put out Bitcoin. Let me say Bitcoin, put it on Silk Road, right? Have all your criminal activity around the world and stuff. Use that Bitcoin and stuff. So now you can track all that stuff. So now you know where. Cause how are you gonna have a global reserve currency unless you know exactly how much currency is flowing around the world? Now you have an idea, right? Now you have actually a big picture idea exactly what's going on because of all the Bitcoin transactions and stuff. You've been paying attention to it this whole entire time. Now you seize and stuff. Now you know where it's all been going and stuff like that. So now you're good. You got the wallet addresses, all the other stuff. So now you crack down on that. You take your money, your profits. As the money goes up, you can go ahead and sell. You can crash whenever you want to. Because all it takes is for a government to come out and say, "Oh no, we're not accepting Bitcoin no more," and that's it. Like that's all. That's all it takes. Even with XRP and the Ripple SEC lawsuit, doesn't matter. If XRP is security of Ripple, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because now you own stock in Ripple. That's even great, right? It's a win-win situation, which I didn't understand. Why do people sell their XRP? Like if it's being placed as security, that makes it like a stock, right? So now you're good. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if XRP is tied to Ripple or not. The value of it is gonna be high. But that's just my own personal opinion. If you've been doing your research, and it says Elon, while someone else chimed in saying Elon, while the thread is a bit adversarial in its tone. Why would you do that? Why would you use that word? It does have its truth in that Dogecoin is orders of magnitude more centralized in both terms of node count and supply distribution than existing cryptos like Bitcoin. People will lose money when these whales dump. Yeah. Duh. Yes, if you've been paying attention to crypto, that's what happens. And a lot of people, they put their money in, they don't pay attention to price swings all day, every day. And sometimes they pay attention to price swings and they're not used to these price swings in crypto, so it freaks them out. If I see a 20% drop, I'm like, all right, well, I'm trying to find some money somewhere, I'm trying to move stuff around so I can get some more of it. Let me buy the dip. Because I know it's going to go back up. Because that 20% drop going to turn into a 4% increase. Then Elon replies saying Bitcoin is actually highly centralized with supermajority controlled by a handful of big mining, aka hashing companies. A single coal mine in Zhejiang, which is China, flooded, almost killing miners, and Bitcoin hash rate dropped 35%. Sound decentralized to you? No. Said, hey, cryptocurrency experts, ever heard of PayPal? It's possible, maybe, that I know than you. I know. I guess I know more than you realize about how money works. And he's letting you know. Like, hey, PayPal. Help made PayPal. I know what money does. I know how these things go. That's really what he's about. You understand? All this shit is just coding. It's all just computer code. It's all computer code. That's it. Here's a tweet from Crypto Well too saying Bitcoin is so decentralized. A single Chinese BTC mining rig's explosion caused 48% of its network to go offline. Yeah. Because the nodes is just a server on the network. You only want to know stuff. That's why you need decentralization. It's funny because we're going to a global society, but we're trying to mask it around an idea of decentralization. Think of it like your Federal Reserve Board, how it's set up, where you have 12 governing boards, and then you have a third extra one, or an extra one. So now you have 13. 13 is a good number. 13 is a cultic number. 13 is a prime number, I think it is too. But you gotta have an odd, that way you can always have that odd man out and stuff, just in case things seems they have an even split. Now you have that 13 person entity or whatever to have a split, or to break the split or whatever. But what gets me is this. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm trying to wrap it all in my head and get everything out. And I'm kind of rushing too. There's an autograph. This is an article from Cointelegraph. It's from today, 3 hours ago. Let's say it's 17. It says Iranian crypto miners using household energy will face large fines. This is another article. I think I did one a few months ago talking about it. Vitalik, there you go. Ethereum creator burns 6.7 billion of Shiba to reward generous holders. Yeah, me, because it's a game, man. It's a sham. It's a scam, man. Because he wants you to go into Shiba, right? He wants you to go into Shiba, which is like a Dogecoin alternative. That's why I think Dogecoin is part of Bitcoin. It was a fork from Bitcoin network, something like that. I think so. I've been trying to look that up, but I couldn't really find nothing. I just didn't do good enough research. That's all. But if that's the case, universal law of polarity, gotta throw it out there. If there's this, then there's gotta be the opposite of it. So you have a Bitcoin, then you have an Ethereum, right? If you have XRP that works for large institutions, guess what? Then you have an XLM that works for the retail investors, right? Retail institutions. So large institutions meaning banks, and then you have your retail, XLM. So if you have your Dogecoin, then you have to have your opposite. And that's all I was looking for. I heard about Shiba and stuff. I was ignoring it for a long time. I was like, let me go ahead and get this. Because this would be the opposite of Dogecoin. Right? Right? So let me just get this and let it, whenever it pumps, it's going to pump to a certain amount. I'll cash out, get my money, and I'm fucking done. That's it, man. And that's all too. When you do a crypto and trade and stuff like that, you gotta learn not to be greedy. It's logic over emotions, man. Don't let your emotions attach yourself to some of these certain currencies and stuff like that. These are crypto. Like, don't let your emotions get attached to it. Use your brain, man. Your goal is to make money, right? Now, wherever X amount of money you want to make, that's your own personal decision. But my goal is just to live decently, live comfortably, where I ain't got to worry about too much. As far as if something happens, I'm not gonna go broke in the bank because unknown expense popped up. And so it says the Iranian government continues to closely monitor the cryptocurrency mining industry by initiating new measures against home crypto miners, according to the new report. Mustafa Rajabi, a spokesperson of Iran's Ministry of Energy, said that crypto mining with household electricity is not legal, and thus home miners will have to pay heavy fines if discovered. Local news agency, the Tehran Times, Tehran Times reported Sunday. So I'll let you know right there. They're going to crack down. They're cracking down on mining. So they're cracking down on mining because of energy consumption. They're cracking down on mining because they're saying it's illegal because you're not paying your fees as far as the utility electricity goes. So guess what? Miners will not be incentivized to mine anymore. What happens when mining production slows down? If majority of mining is happening in Iran and in China, and mining happens to slow down Bitcoin, guess what? Now it's no longer as valuable because now you're not gonna mine all the total amount of Bitcoin anymore. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, people are looking for the next thing. That's what when it comes to investing, in my own personal opinion, that's what it's about. Looking for the next best thing. As people looking at Bitcoin, it's already too late. You need to be looking at the next best thing. And XRP was sitting there for the longest, and it's still sitting there. Let's see. I had Coin Market Cap pulled up. It's on auto refresh. Oh, it is. Okay. So now Bitcoin is at 1.5, and Bitcoin is the least volatile of all of them. right? It's the least volatile. It's 35 billion in circulating supply. Yeah, people will look at XRP and look, oh no, that's so centralized. What the? It's like, what do people be saying, man? Cardano, ADA is an alternative. Is a smart contract. Smart contracts. Whatever. Smart, there's nothing smart about it. It's just computer code. But it's just algorithms, man. But it's smart contracts, right? What is Ethereum? Smart contracts. Bitcoin's supposed to be about payments. What is XRP? About payments. It's like, come on, man. Look at Dogecoin, man. It's 48 cents. It's 48 cents. It's 48 cents. Why? Why? It's nothing. It's a joke. It's a joke. Look how much money is flowing through it. A volume in the past 24 hours of 9 million? Oh, excuse me, 9 million? 9 million? Oh no, 9 billion. Am I wrong? Hundreds, 100,000, millions, 9 billion. Why? 9 billion for a fucking dog coin. Dogecoin, dog e-coin, doggy coin. Come on, man. Doggy. It's insane, man. It's more than Binance coin, man. Binance at what? 5 billion? It's at 9 billion. You scroll down here, you got Shiba. It's ranked 27, man. And it's at 4 billion in volume, circulating volume. Why? It's a joke, man. It's a joke. But guess what? You gotta get into it now before these governments start to come and crack down on this shit, man. Because as you're making your money, they're making their money. And once they get enough money made and they call it, they say, okay, we're done. Now we have enough capital raised and we're going to do, it's time to shut all this shit down. And they start flipping the switches on the lights and all of a sudden everything starts crashing and shutting down. You know why? Look at this. Bitcoin dominance is down to 40%. Ethereum is at 90%. The market used to be just these two, Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're going down and look, Cardano's going up. Fucking Dogecoin with no real purpose is going up. XRP is around the same as it's always been just in these past 7 days, but it's been up and down and stuff. But look at the trend of Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? They're pretty much almost following the same trend. Binance coin right there with it. I remember Binance coin was like $5 a couple years ago, like 2 years ago. I was like, I meant to buy it. And I was like, I'm not going to buy it. There's so many times I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. When really, in reality, if you could afford to just throw $50 at something and you get a few coins out of it, just do it, man. Just do it. Just do it. Because you're going to waste $50 on some other, you're going to waste $50 on McDonald's this month alone. Right? You're going to waste $50 on fast food this month alone. Right? You're probably going to take your ass to movie theaters and watch, or sit at home and buy one bullshit movie that you end up hating. You could put that money into a currency, a cryptocurrency, something like that, even a stock, and made some money out of it. Every time you think about buying something, think about it. You know what? If I go buy this cryptocurrency or this stock, I can make this money. Because if you could take $50 and turn $50 into $51, turn that $51 into $52, so on and so on, that's making your money work for you. Now you just made $10 in the past week or so, and you didn't have to do shit for it. And see, people thinking the concept of, oh man, but that's nothing. That's $10. I'm sorry, that's $10 more than you had the day before or a couple days before, and you asked them to do shit for it. What? That's the game, bro. That's it. That's the game right there. It's that easy. It's that simple. Don't let this thing complicate you. It's not. I see the lines and the graphs. So don't let it get to you, right? Do your own research. Listen to someone on YouTube that says they know a little bit more about stuff, whatever. Pay attention to what they're kind of talking about and stuff. But make up your own mind. Make up your own decisions, man. There's a lot of safe things out there to go with. You got Bitcoin Cash. Look at 1,000. Why? It's following the same trend. It's the same fucking thing. Oh man. Litecoin is better than Bitcoin. That's why I know. That's what lets you know Bitcoin ain't that serious. Litecoin is better than Bitcoin. I think it is a fork of Bitcoin, if I'm not too mistaken. Litecoin was one of the first cryptocurrencies I bought. And I made a small profit. I made like a $2,000 profit off of Litecoin. In that 2017 bull run that happened towards the end of 2017. I got Litecoin back in like June, July. And that's why I was like, shit, I should have been doing it. And I knew I should have been doing it. I knew I should have, but it wasn't as easy then. you had to really go around to all the different exchanges and have these different apps to swap out different things and all the different stuff, whatever. And then even then, you had to be worried because at any given moment they were gonna shut one of these things, one of these exchanges down. They're gonna all of a sudden now you can't do nothing because your state done made a different law or something like that to stop you from doing something. That happened to me. As far as me residing in Florida, I was using some exchange app. All it was just to swap out any currency to another currency or cryptocurrency. All of a sudden, some different law changed in Florida, and I ain't have it no more. I was like, God damn! I had to figure out. I still got a one of cryptocurrency that's sitting in the wall somewhere that I can't even do nothing with because I don't have one of the exchanges that has it. So I've just been sitting there holding on to it. I forgot I even had it. I was like, oh man, this is gonna make me some money, and it's been sitting there. I forgot I had it. That's what it is, man. It's just a game. This is just a game. I think Shiba goes on Uniswap, whatever. But so you have stuff like this, you gotta be worried about and concerned because crypto mining, all the stuff that's going on, whatever, man. You gotta pay attention to these things. And it's funny because people don't want to do this sometimes. Yet I enjoy doing this stuff. Like I like sitting there researching. I like knowing new information. I like the game that's being played. I always wanted to make money off the stock market. I always thought it was cool to make money off of something without fucking doing anything other than just playing, not a guessing game, but really just figuring out things, having foresight, right? I'm always trying to plan out my life. I'm always trying to make these plans and stuff, trying to figure out something. This goes right up my alley. So that's what I've been doing, right? And then I learn a little accounting, try to help do it my own self so I have a little understanding. Now, trust me, I do buy some things. Actually, you know what? No, I think about it in the long term sense. I don't think anything I bought has actually really lost me money. Shiba is a short term thing I'm doing, but all my long term investment cryptocurrency I've been holding, they all made me money. I'm not gonna lie to you, they all made me money. I just pay attention to who else put their money into it. So we look at partnerships like VeChain. I saw that Walmart put money into it. Walmart in China and stuff. Still Walmart itself put money into it. So I'm like, oh, I understand the technology. I understand the basics of it. So I'm like, oh, hey, if they're willing to put their money into it, I can throw a couple $100 at it. Especially when you're talking about these currencies that are under $1. That's a fucking steal, man. Even with XRP at 150, it's still a steal, man. XRP intrinsic value alone, which I think Crypto Nanny, I think she was the one. Somebody did it on Twitter a while ago. The intrinsic value of crypto XRP is like $300 something. The true value, if you actually, a lot of the value of these cryptocurrencies can go to zero instantly because a lot of them don't have no real world use case. If we were going cryptocurrency market based on utility and not on market cap and circulating supply and volume, all the other stuff, or whatever metrics that they make up and stuff, if they were doing it based on actual utility, you're gonna see a lot of shit goes down. A lot of it's gonna be non-existent. Cause look, how many? This is showing the top 100, right? On this page alone. But really, they have 5,153 cryptocurrencies listed. I didn't realize that fucking many. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. You never heard of a Klondike finance in your life. Why is it valued at $301? Come on, man. A Novara Calcium fan token valued at $6.09. Matic Av interest bearing Av whatever. I don't even know what the hell that even is. $458.20. There's so much of these scams going on, man. So the market itself is dying for regulation because you got so much bullshit going on. But it's intentional. It's all intentional. You know these Matic things, My Finance, Pepper Finance, like these things don't even have the real world use case as an XRP or anything. Look, you got Satoshi, Sats. Like what is that? Is it a Bitcoin fork? I didn't even know it went this deep, man. Is this the last page? Yeah. Oh look, did one just pop up? It was like one just popped up. 5,154 instead of 5,153. Doge Dow Finance. They got their own coin? Avalanche, Exfana. I never heard of this before. It's never heard of any of these things. Elongate Deluxe. It's a game, man. It's a game. Once you understand that money doesn't exist and it's all just a game, you'll realize that you're just playing a game, and you'll realize that, hey, pay attention, you'll know what to do like the rest of these people know what to do. And I kind of wanted to throw this out here. So this is from bitcot.com. It was updated on March 2nd, 2020, last year. And I believe this is before the Ethereum 2.0 split or whatever. It says common flaws and misconception of Ethereum smart contracts. So one of the flaws is security risk. It says security risk factor is said to be a major flaw in the Ethereum smart contracts. A study by Andrew, 2017, states that since 2015, when Ethereum was introduced, the security dangers are not any mystery within the blockchain group. Since the 50 million hack in the year 2016, the group moved back to the computerized records with another hard fork, and Ethereum has so many hard forks, basically introducing two forms of Ethereum, one preceding the hack and one after it. Another 30 million was stolen in July by hackers. So you got to worry about that. Analyzing the code. It says, despite the fact that smart contracts are intended to reduce the complexity of the operations through their code, it's truly mind-boggling. Each smart contract is composed by a human coder, yet their information is hard to break down. That's all it is. It's all people sitting there on a computer doing coding. Right. And then the coding is just a fork of another code that comes from another source code that comes from another source code. And to be honest with you, probably a lot of coders, if you know anything about coding, a lot of it is just copy and paste. Because somebody's already done it. You might throw in a little extra 2 cents in there, but that's it. It says above mentioned are just the flaws of Ethereum smart contract, but it doesn't end here, as there are many misconceptions about smart contracts as well. Okay, so one, smart contracts, they are codes and not contracts. A common phrase quote by Oliver is that, I don't know who Oliver is, whoever these people are. Smart contracts are neither smart nor contracts. They are just dumb code. Yeah. I was telling one of my friends, I'm like, a lot of the stuff we talk about cryptocurrency and stuff like that, and stocks and stuff like that, is bullshit. Majority of it is bullshit because it's confusing, because they take regular everyday usage English and take a word like smart contracts and they make you think, oh, okay, well, this is no, it's just a code. It's all computer code. Everything on the computer is code. Everything is code, breaking down ones and zeros, telling the light to flick on this way or turn off this way. That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. But see, they make up all these different words to make it sound confusing, to give it like, oh yeah, well, it's really doing this. But it's not. It's not. It's just computer code. It's just somebody writing out computer code telling what to do. And then the computer, some soft version of AI or even a supercomputer, is just going along with what the human being has introduced into the code itself. And then now you're starting to have some more self-regulated, automated error code correcting and stuff like that. Smart contracts can operate fully autonomously. The most well-known perception is that individuals have their assumption that a smart contract will effectively examine the surroundings and execute because of changes automatically, i.e. smart contracts proactively questions in outer/external database and changes its own particular state on the basis of the outcome. However, in the practical world, we have possessed the capacity to computerize the form since we have computers. Whenever you read something and arrive at conclusions that require smart contracts to automate logic, like make a payment based on a share that has a specific date, that is when you have been misdirected. Financial market trading business at investment banks have been making automatic payments based on share prices or other data for many years now. Like I said, none of this stuff is new. It's just getting people around the idea. All this is really doing when you're talking about blockchain or you're talking about smart contracts or payments is making it end-to-end encryption and stuff and making the network itself encrypted. It's more or less about trying to have good encryption and security. The internet of value, the internet of things. Everything's going to be digitized, digitalization of assets, money, all this other stuff, art, right? Authenticity, art, digital art, contracts, trading cards, records, music being made, all this stuff in your NFTs, all this stuff. It's about being able to move these items digitally as we go into a global society, because we're going to a global society where anybody likes it or not, right? It's gonna happen. In fact, we all want it to happen. I shouldn't even say that. We all want it to happen. It's just that we don't want to all be under the same rule. We don't want to be all under the same rule, which in a sense, really, I don't need nobody to rule me. I can figure shit out on my own. But when we're talking about economy and resources stuff, we all kind of got to be on the same page in a sense, because, well, it works out for everybody, right? And we're going to play this game of economy, this made up game that we decided to go along with. Well, how can we, especially when you're talking about going around different countries around the world and stuff, you want to be able to have your money currency exchange in real time, as opposed to taking money out and all those stuff. You want to have that exchange happen in real time, and you want that transaction to be final. You ever check your bank account and you see pending transaction? That shit is annoying. I don't like pending transaction. Shit needs to be finalized fucking now, right? Right? I need it to come out now, because you don't want no misconceptions, none of that stuff. As far as or misinterpretations, or the data is messed up as far as your money in your bank account. But yeah, man, a lot of stuff is just coding. So you want to just have these things go around the world. You want to be able to make these transactions in real time at a faster pace, right there, right then and there with somebody. Payments, sending settlements, sending money across borders and stuff like that. Sending money back home for family members. If you work outside the country, if you're foreign national or whatever the case may be, you're sending money back to your family in another country and stuff. You want to be charged out the ass and fees and stuff to send. You send $100 and it costs you $20 to send $100. Like, goddamn, technically you only sending $80 right there, right? And that goes with everybody and stuff. So you want lower fees. Lower fees means more business. So it's a better business model anyways to have lower fees. And it's a rush. But at the same time, everybody's trying to build up upon these blockchains, these networks and stuff, because it's already here. It's already here. It's already here. They've been working on it. You work on things behind the scenes, and then you introduce people to it when all of a sudden a so-called problem happens. But it goes on to still talking about the smart contracts and oh yeah, so it's really talking about smart contracts and the issues with the whole Ethereum in itself. Man, but people really gotta pay attention to what's going on in these markets and stuff, man. You gotta pay attention. If you, like I said before, if you want to make money, how can you sit here and try to make money if you don't understand how money works? If you don't understand the whole concept of money, if you don't understand how these stock markets work, and you don't have to be an expert at it. Plenty of people are making millions of dollars in crypto. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They all got their YouTube channels, so they all got their social media accounts. They have like coming on saying different things. So they don't necessarily know exactly what the fuck. Some of them just got into Bitcoin, had a whole bunch, probably forgot about it, and next thing you know, actually, that seems to be not a common story, but that's a story you hear where someone bought a bunch of Bitcoin when it came out and stuff. They thought it was something interesting or whatever, and then they held on to it, forgot they even had it. Next thing you know, all of a sudden that 10,000 Bitcoin they had turned to millions. Now it's they're a millionaire. I mean, that's gambling in itself, or just taking a risk, right? Taking a financial risk. But it's not so much a risk anymore. It's more of a calculated risk if you're paying attention to what you're investing in and you're using your logic over emotions, and you have sound, and you're investing on sound fundamental principles, and you invest in things that have a foundation and an infrastructure built around it, or organization behind it. Now that risk seems a little bit more minimal, right? Because in order for me to lose my money in XRP, that shit has to go to like zero. Because I bought majority of it underneath 50 cents. Yeah, shit, I don't even think I even bought anything that high. But just as off the top of my head, I think I bought all my XRP under 50 cents. Even now, with the constant dips and stuff, I think it dipped to like $1.29. That you could have bought that dip and made profits. Because now it's at 150, 155, something like that. See, you can easily bought that and made profits. I said it doesn't matter if it's $1 or $1,000. It's one more than what you had, and you got that money just because you own some of it. Like That's the thing. They don't want everybody involved in this because that's how easy it is, man. That's how easy it is, man. Buy something, hold on to it, make money off of it. The hardest thing for people to do is to hold on to it because as they watch their money drop, because there's so many times I buy something and then the money just goes down. Because I already bought it on a dip anyways, but then it goes even lower. You just sit there and like, my first thought is, fuck, I should have waited. But it doesn't matter because at some point in time, it's going to stop. It's going to keep going lower or it's going to stop and then go higher. Long as you buy lower than what it was, buy the dip. Then once you do that, but that's simple, basic economics. When you talk about stock market and investing in assets, buy low, sell high. That principle alone will get you in the right direction that you need to go as far as increasing your bank account numbers. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, sell high. That's it. If you're gonna do long term, you're gonna do short term, you're gonna do day trading, buy low, sell high. That's it. That's all the game is, man. It's sometimes it seems a little too much for people. Sometimes it seems a little complex. Do not let it get you so wrapped up in your own head that you're like, oh, I just can't get it. I can't figure this out. Break it down in simple terms that you can understand, right? Look up all definitions so that, all right, if you need help, find someone on the internet, someone out there has already figured all this shit out, right? I don't have to be the smartest person in the world. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I'm not even close to it. Doesn't matter because guess what? Someone has already figured out. I just got to figure out who the fuck knows what's going on. I just got to do my own research and read because if you read enough, all of a sudden you'll stumble upon something. And you're like, what the fuck? Does nobody else know this? And the majority of the time, no one fucking knows what you're talking about. Like I said, I've been talking about crypto for 3 years now. Wait, 4 years now. Going on 4 years, yeah. Yeah, I was talking about Bitcoin back when 2008, 2009. Like, been talking about this stuff. And some people are like, oh, man, I don't know what you're talking about. And then all of a sudden, it gets to, I know now, crypto at mass adoption because everybody, my friends are like, oh, man, everybody's talking about, oh, man, you was talking about crypto. You was talking about it before, weren't you? Oh, and this and that. Or Elon Musk is on Saturday Night Live talking about Dogecoin. Oh, I'm the Doge father. Ha, ha, ha. You know, you don't do nothing but go on there and say shit, pump up the shit, and then sell it. Right? You understand that, right? He don't do nothing but go out there, say certain things, pump up the value. Oh man, I listen too much 90s music. All he does is pump up the money, the market and stuff, and then he sells it. And it's funny because people are like, oh, well, you sell a bunch at a time and that brings down because you're crypto wells. You ain't got to do that at all. You can actually move a bunch around. You have a trading bot do that for you. So move a bunch of things around and doing small micro transaction stuff like that and still make your money. There's so many ways around this stuff, man. There's so much you can do. And honestly, you don't even have to do that because crypto.com has their own debit card. Uphold has its own debit card. Robinhood has its own debit card. So I'm saying you don't even have to sell. You don't even have to sell. You just keep it there. You only sell because you want to keep it in dollars, right? Which is wild because the dollar is crashing anyway, so you might as well keep it there. And I guess that depends on your perspective and how you look at it. Somebody comment on something I had mentioned. Well, why would you spend XRP when you can spend it in dollars? I'm like, you actually get more of your money's worth if you spend it in XRP, but whatever. I was like, if you gotta spend it, you gotta spend it. Doesn't matter. I mean, either way, you're gonna lose either your XRP or you put in dollars and then you losing the value somewhat of the dollar as it goes down because inflation prices goes up and stuff like that. Or inflation rises up and market prices our prices of goods and everything else goes up. You just gotta pay attention to all this stuff, man. If you want to make money, if you're sitting there, you working your job, you working your ass, you see what happens, man. Use me as an example. That's why I tell my story. Because I know my story is just not just about me. There's other people that have been younger than me, around the same age as me, who've been disabled, so not able to work anymore because of them working their ass off, because of them doing certain things. And you know, it doesn't even have to. It just be whatever happens at work. All of a sudden, you get an accident and stuff. Now you're not the same no more, and you know you can't go to work because you struggled when you was at work anyways, right? So what are you gonna do, right? Now everybody's joining the military. We're getting government retirement, almost guaranteed. But still, and it's going to be a fight because every corporation that you work with, government is just a corporation. They're going to fight you teeth and nail to make sure that, you know, they don't hand out their money. And that's just business. I learned not to take it personal, which is hard for me because I feel long as I always take everything personal, and I try not to, and it's not personal, but it's still fucked up. You still you kind of take a little personal jab at it, but a lot of times it's just a name on a sheet of paper or on a web screen, right? You're just a name. They don't know who you are. They don't care. They might look at your case like, hey, this kind of fucked up. Somebody needs to justify this and make this, or not justify, but someone needs to make this correct and do the right thing. But you still got to count on someone to do the right thing. But when you're talking about investing in assets, man, that's where you make your money at. That's the shit they won't teach you in school. They're not going to teach you that in school. The closer you get to anything is accounting. And that's why I learned about stock stuff, because I was taking accounting classes in high school. I was under like the business department of the high school or some shit. I don't even remember. I was trying to play basketball. That's the only reason I went to that one high school. And that didn't even work for me. So, but hey, I got some knowledge out of it. So the little things I learned, and that's why I got an accounting degree, to have a little bit more understanding about stocks and how business works and stuff, and the numbers in the accounting department of a business and whatnot. Is those little things. Got an IT degree, so I know a little bit of technology, know a little bit of understanding of computer code, know enough of the basics. It's something that I heard Robert Kiyosaki say. He's like, go to school to get knowledge on how to invest in certain companies, to how to get assets in certain things. Because all you gotta know is just the basic amount, right? You ain't gotta be a fucking expert. Leave that to someone else who wants to be that fucking expert, right? I ain't gotta be an expert cryptographer. I ain't gotta know how to break down the computer code and all that stuff. Leave that to someone else that want to do that. Me, I'm just a regular guy trying to make his way in the world where I can live comfortably, so I don't have to feel like, I gotta bust my ass and stuff, or I gotta work myself to death just to get something. I'm just trying to make a decent amount of money to live my life. Me and my kids. That's it. I don't want to be a millionaire. I don't want to be a billionaire. And I don't want to be an expert in anything. I just want just a basic amount of information to get me where I need to go. Use it as your means of transportation, right? Your financial means of transportation. Invest in something. And now this man, there is no reason anyone and everyone should not be investing. If you're in the modern world and stuff, you got a fucking smartphone, there's no reason why you should not be investing into some type of stock company, especially as I speak particularly in America, because that's where I reside at, obviously. You got Uphold, you got all the different Coinbase, you got crypto.com, you got Binance.us, BitTrue, you got all the exchanges and stuff, right? You got Fundrise, where you can invest in real estate property, crowdsourcing and stuff. Yeah, I've talked about WeFunder. You invest in startup companies. You got Robinhood, I think it's Webull. You got all these different things where you can invest in stuff. And it's easy for beginners, because the more money that is put into these investments and all that other stuff, that means more money for those who have majority of the investments, or majority of the assets, rather, majority of the stock. That means more money for those people. It's almost a win-win situation, because yeah, you might not be getting the billions of dollars, but for a majority of us, we don't want the fucking billions of dollars, man. We just want enough money so we can go take vacation, we can live our lives and be okay. For those of us that care. Some of us don't care. Some of us wants to be taken care of by the government. That's their prerogative. That's their business. That's not me. I want my own self-sufficient money, because if the government tries to stop anything, that's it, right? That's it. The government all of a sudden decides that they don't want to hold up their end of the bargain as far as workers' comp, like, we're going to cut off the veterans pay and stuff. It wouldn't happen, though. It wouldn't happen because it's counterintuitive to their business model. You can't have people sign for the military if they don't feel like they're going to have no safety measures in place in case they get hurt. So therefore, workers' comp, I get my money, right? And my money, like I said before, is breadcrumbs in comparison to what I should actually be making if I was still active. Because I was never going to get out. Why? I was 12 years. Why would I get out? Only 8 more years before I get my full retirement. So they made me lose thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. But it is what it is. Don't worry. I'll find another way to make money. Cryptocurrency, digital assets, investments, stocks. Jump in and out, trade here. $10 trade here, $20 trade here, $100 trade here. Add up a little money, hold on to this. Next you know, $100 turns to $1,000 and so on and so on. If you care about your financial situation in life, this is how you do it. But you have to have the discipline. You have to not be emotionally attached to your investments. You have to think logically. And that is where they get majority of people at. Because majority of people are affected by their emotions. Because if you in crypto and all of a sudden Elon Musk come out and say some shit, next thing you know, your Bitcoin went shot down and shit by $20,000-$30,000. Now you're like, what the fuck? You ready to sell. But if you're thinking logically, you're in Bitcoin anyways, or whatever. But if you're thinking logically and stuff, you wouldn't buy into Bitcoin this high of a price either. So that's what I'm saying, man. You gotta have the I want to say the foundation within yourself to handle your emotions and to look at things objectively, look at the facts and think critical and use your logical brain to understand what's going on, and you'll be able to make some money in cryptocurrency and stuff. I'm gonna keep talking about cryptocurrency and other financial news and stuff, man. I'm trying to help out as much as I can, sharing the information. That's it. That's all. I'm just sharing the information and sharing my opinion, and I'm sharing my story of what I do with my own finances and stuff. Not giving y'all the exact details, but giving y'all a generalization of what I do. That's just my take on it. I'll be back on tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday with a live stream. Who knows now? I need to take that down on the little intro, Monday through Friday, because I might need to cut back some. That way I can focus a little bit more on trading and stuff like that. Definitely got to keep these things shorter. Definitely didn't make the mark of 1 hour. It's still under 2 hours, but kind of ramble on a lot of plays and stuff. Hopefully you kind of listen to got a little bit of information. Just trying to help out. Just trying to share the things that I know with the rest of the world and stuff. If I can help one person, well, pat myself on the back. I did my part for humanity. But I will definitely be back on tomorrow. Right. Tomorrow. Yeah, I'll definitely be back on tomorrow. 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and stuff. I've been uploading, continue to upload the podcast to Odyssey and YouTube. You go ahead check out my blog site, DamienJackson22.com, DAMIEN Jackson22.com. Check out my links to my social media accounts, stuff like that. Check out the links to DLive and all the other things, my Odyssey and YouTube channel, all the other stuff. Invest, man. Invest. That's I can't stress that enough. Investing in some assets, something, man. Now is the time. Because if you already done missed it, you're cutting it real close as far as the prices and stuff like that and everything being so super easy. Because even once it does go completely full adopted and stuff like that, guess what? People still probably will be slow to react to it and won't even realize it. You still got a chance to get in to make thousands of dollars. Invest. Know the money, know the market. Make the shit easy for you. Make your money work for you. That's all I gotta say, man. That's my opinion. I'll be back on tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. So until next time.